People seem to think that embracing life means jumping off cliffs and kissing strangers. But maybe it's just slowly learning to love yourself. I've been told that I'm unfixable by every therapist I've ever seen. But if there's anything art's taught me, it's that your vision can be achieved with the sheer force of will. And I will do better than yesterday. Sometimes, anyways. A crisis has been defined as a turning point in a disease when an important change takes place, indicating either recovery or death. I understand that some cigarettes break and others cause forest fires, but apparently I've been living in a constant crisis, so maybe some just burn. Our future selves are watching us through our memories right now. And I don't know if memory is something you have or something you've lost, but I do know that I've made a lot of happy memories this semester. In fact, this has been the first elongated period of my life that I can remember where I didn't have a suicidal breakdown. Now, apparently I'm still in a crisis, but maybe we're allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress. I haven't always wanted to teach. I wanted to be a doctor, a veterinarian, an astronaut, but I have always wanted to make people happy. Happiness is the only thing that you can give without having it, and one of the few things that you can create with nothing. And my hope is, if I do become a teacher, that I'll be capable of creating that happiness for my students. I think there's good and bad in everything. That goes for coffee and weather, days, but more importantly in this context, teaching styles. Even though I'm sure that a bad cup of coffee could affect all of the above. My placement partner and I had the opportunity to play a game with our students on our observation day. It was just a name game, but at the end our teacher commended us, saying that it was the most participation that she'd gotten out of the class all year. One of my best friends, Rose Sandford, once said that if you want to get good at something, you have to be okay with being bad at it first. I think that's what our teacher was missing. Instead of working with her students to help them continuously progress, she wrote them off. Or most of them. Anyways. I had great participation in the 4 days that I worked with her class. I think the difference was that they understood I wasn't going to take no for an answer. That stubborn streak helped me a lot this semester. Eden Pateau once said that the trouble with loving a wild thing is that you're always left watching the door. And I found myself in this position a lot this semester. Standing up for yourself can be hard. If you're not assertive, it can be difficult, and if you're not confrontational, it can be even harder. But I figured it out. Eventually. As a class, we talked about struggle multiple times this semester. I would like to say that my internal emotions were represented very well by that tantruming baby, but also that I've learned through it. Last year, my placement partner was one of my best friends and my roommate. That was totally great, but most of the people that you work with in your life aren't going to be your best friends, and unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do most of your work in your pajamas while watching Friends. It's kind of like learning how to swim. You kind of just have to flounder around for a bit, but if someone keeps throwing you life jackets, you'll never be able to do it on your own. Tina Puglisi once said that the teacher will appear when the student is ready. She sounded kind of like Rafiki from The Lion King, and as an impatient person, I didn't really understand what she meant when she said it. I mean, I was already in drama and education, so what did she mean when I was ready? I think I understand a bit better now. For me, part of it was looking at lesson plans not as projects but as actual lessons, but I think a bigger part of it was being able to stand on my own 2 feet. My goal for this year was to figure out if I wanted to be a teacher or not, and honestly, I still don't really know. But I do know that this world is full of colors that we cannot see until someone else opens our eyes to them. And I hope, somewhere in my future, I help at least a few people see some rainbows. My friend Mary McTarian likes to say, love, love, there's so much love. And she's right. My world is filled with it. I'm sure that I will continue to see many more good and bad cups of coffee, love songs, days, and lessons. Some of which I'm sure I will have taught myself. There will be more days with surprise flowers, kids pretending to be sick, free balloons, and bouts of depression. However, I have come to understand that flowers grow back even when they've been stepped on. I'm confident that I will too.